Hello students, today we will discuss on electric potential part 2. Hope you have done already part 1, so we will jump to part 2 now. Again, I will also suggest you to go through dipole part 1 because we will also be considering or we will be covering electric dipole part 2 which will be related to part 1. So let us jump to the topic. Potential at a point due to an electric dipole. That is our main intention to find out the expression for that. Now let us take a dipole. I have taken minus q plus q, and similarly the dipole moment I have taken as p, small p. The length of the dipole I have taken as 2l. Let us name the points A and B. A for minus charge, B for plus charge. Let us take a point P. I am not given P now, I will give it at the end. So P I have taken as a point over here, and let us take the distance from this position. Let the middle of the dipole, as you know already we have discussed that whenever we take a point away from a dipole, we always consider the length of the we always consider the distance of that point from the dipole, from the middle of the dipole. That means from the middle of the dipole the distance is considered. Now let the distance be r. Let us drop a perpendicular from B to position C, and let us extend this r to, say, another extension is there, and we drop a perpendicular from A to point or intersection point D. Now let us join then A with the point and B with the point where we need to find out the potential. Let the angle be theta. Here the extended point end be O dash, and the point finally I have given as P. So it is clear from our end that A is the point where minus q charge resides, B is the point where plus q charge resides. This is a dipole minus q and plus q of length 2l. Everything remains the same. So r and theta, obviously the polar coordinates of point P, taking this one as your x-axis and this part as your y-axis. Now AD and BC, as in the diagram shown, AD and BC are perpendicular dropped on O dash P. Now P due to, now the potential at P due to the plus q charge at B will be V1 K Q by P. Last in part 1 we have already discussed that V1 is equal to the K, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, into Q, that is the source charge, since this charge plus Q will act as a source charge for this point, and divided by the distance, that is BP, that is distance BP. Similarly, the potential at point P due to the charge minus Q at position A will be minus KQ Q by AP, minus taken because it's a negative charge. Obviously you understand that this is V2 we have considered. Now if you remember, we have already discussed that electric potential is a scalar quantity. Since it's a scalar quantity, we need not to think of algebraic vectorial summation. We'll think only on algebraic subtraction or summation, whatever you feel, we'll do that one. Now R is much greater than L. Since we have considered this dipole as a very small one, R is already much greater than 2L, and again if I consider L, then R is also very much greater than L. Then if this R is much greater than L, we can easily consider that BP will be equal to CP, and again AP will be equal to your DP. The only reason why we have done this one, to take this point B in a linear way to this position, considering this position again A to be considering at position D, to do a certain type of approximation you can consider. Now CP is what? CP is nothing but OP minus OC. Now OP we know that is R. Now what is OC? So now we understand our intention to drop a perpendicular from B to C. By doing that we got a right angle triangle, and by getting this right angle triangle we can easily say that this is your base, this is your hypotenuse, this is your length L, and this is then L cos theta. We have done this one in vectorial resolution also. You can go through those parts of vectorial resolution of part 1 and part 2. It will be very much clear why we are taking the base of the right angle triangle as hypotenuse, that is L, multiplied by the cos of the angle between base and hypo. So R minus OC is L cos theta, that's I have written. Similarly, AP equal to DP, AP equal to DP, just now I have said, and DP is what? OP plus OD. So OP we know R plus OD. Again the same way, if this is theta, then this is vertically opposite angle. This one angle COB is theta. Therefore angle AOD is theta, vertically opposite angles. So again this is L, this is your base, and this one represents L cos theta. So you have R plus L cos theta over here. So in this way we came to know that what is AP and BP in terms of these two. Now then if I replace this, now in place of BP, for B1 I am replacing this part R minus L cos theta, and for B2 minus K Q by R plus L cos theta. So now that is, again we need to find out the resultant potential then. So the resultant potential is simple. I have done the summation over here. It's nothing but a subtraction only it will occur because B2 is in minus. So this one is your expression. The next one, simple. We are taking K and Q outside as common. This will come as R square minus L square cos square theta. The upper one, if you do this LCM and all these things, basic things, you will get 2L cos theta. So this one is 2L cos theta. If I take Q inside, then 2QL. Hope you understand what is 2QL. That is P. That is moment of dipole. So the final expression comes for potential at a point due to an electric dipole is V, that is K P cos theta R square minus L square cos square theta. That's the mother formula you can consider. Now from here, if I consider, say R is much greater than L, which we have already considered, then this term will go more or less. So we can neglect, or we have neglected it. Then the final expression will come as this one, V equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. K, I have written a value of K 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into P cos theta by R square. Now as we get this one, then we can you can also ask me, sir, we have found out at a different point where what will happen for a point which is lying at the equatorial position or at the axial position. Now let us take for the first as axial position. Say the point was at a position of, say, theta equal to 0. That means what? Theta equal to 0 degree. That means what? That means the point is lying at the axial position. In that case, cos 0 degree is 1. So the expression comes as P by R square. K P by R square. Again, if the point is at the equatorial position, which is also known as brought-down position, theta is obviously in that case will be 90 degree and the value will be 0. So by doing one single expression, you can drop down to these two expressions. So if you are being asked for derivation in class 12, you can easily go for only one derivation here, learn it, and you can go for any one of this. You can switch over at the end any of these. So we have learned about the potential at any point due to an electric dipole. So let us go to the next point now. Very important point, work done by a force in an uniform electric field on an inclined plane. On an inclined plane. I have considered this one as your electric field, where E represents the electric field, which is a vector quantity, and a dipole, the system of the dipole I have drawn over here. This one, this plus Q, since since it has not been said, so you need to consider that the electric field is a positive field coming from a positive source. So if it is a positive source, obviously the source charge is positive, then this plus Q will now act as a test charge, and it will try to move away because it will get a force of repulsion. Again, for minus Q, it will be a force of attraction. Okay, for minus Q, it's a force of attraction because electric field is your positive one, that is from a positive source. So obviously it will try to attract. So this is one. Now, if due to this force it moves through a very small angle, say d theta, that is from this position the dipole moves to this position. Now then what is the work done in doing so? How we'll find out? Let us draw a perpendicular on any of the electric field lines. So then let us have the inclination now as theta. The inclination now as theta, and so length of the dipole I have considered as 2L, the same one. Torque tau equal to force applied into perpendicular distance of line of action of the force from the axis of rotation, which we have already learned the definition of the torque in class 8 and 9, even in 10 is there. So torque equal to again force, what we have learned just now, force F, we have considered F into 12 sine theta. Now this is your 12 sine theta. If you know, this is your 12 sine theta, because if this is your 12, that's hypotenuse, this is your theta, then this is your base 12 cos theta. If this is 12 cos theta and this is your perpendicular component, I have not done this one over in the picture, but I have done it over here. For this part, you need to go through our vector resolution part, where you will find that if any right angle triangle is there and the hypotenuse represents a vector, then you can easily resolve the vertical. This will be the vertical component, which will be resolved to 12. That's here the hypotenuse into the sine of the angle, and the base will be hypotenuse into the cos of the angle. Here similarly, force is given here, and TL sine theta, 12 sine theta is the perpendicular over here. That's the perpendicular, nothing but the component of this vertical component. If we know QE, that is also there in part 1, how it is going for QE, you need to go through those parts. Now Q comes to 12, we will get 2QL, E is there. So 2QL is again P, that's the moment of the dipole, so P is sine theta. So we got the torque PL sine theta, and if you know, in rotation, it's the torque which is being considered to find out the work done, torque and the angle. Now here the angle is d theta. So to move a dipole from a small angle d theta, obviously it has done a very small work done, that is dw, and dw will be what? Torque into d theta. Torque is the analogous of force in rotational motion. So torque into the angle, there's a small angle over here, and that one P is sine theta into d theta, that's a small work done. So now the dipole, as we have already done, dipole positioned at an angle theta with the electric field. So if I integrate this both the sides, that is dw and P sine theta with respect to from 0 angle to theta angle, then we will get the total replacement. If I want to have a dipole from this position, which was the initial position, from there to 0 degree, from there to 0 degree. So what we have considered the 0 as a linear, as a lowest point or lower limit, and theta is the upper limit. So dw we have integrated in terms of 0 to theta, P sine theta d theta. If you do the simple integration is there, you will come to this point Pe 1 minus cos theta in bracket. So that's the total work done on an dipole in a inclined or on a inclined plane. So I hope you understood this point, that this is the total work done on a dipole on an inclined plane. This is your inclined plane, and we got the work done. That's P 1 minus cos theta. So this is the total thing about the work done on a dipole. So let us go to the next point, where we will find out the potential energy on a dipole in a uniform electric field. So the dipole is there. Now the dipole I have positioned as parallel, or it is in equilibrium position with the electric field. The force here, the plus Q, will be opposite, that is repulsive force. The same reason as I have shown you in the earlier derivation. Again, this is in the opposite. That means towards the positive source, this minus Q will have a force towards the positive source. So if I want to have motion, give a motion to the dipole towards this direction, that means minus Q will get attracted and this will have a repulsion, but still I need to do some work on plus Q to move it this side. But for minus Q I need not to do any work, because this work will be done by the system, that means by the source, by the field. It will attract it. So let the length of the dipole as the same 12 what I have written. Now to move plus Q, what I was saying, that work will be done by an external force on the system. Then only it will move, otherwise it is repulsion is going on, so it will try to move away. Now to move minus Q, work will be done by attraction force by the system. Now whenever there is a work done on the system, here there will be an addition of energy, but whenever there is an attraction or the system is doing some work on a object, then here the system loses energy, that means the charge or the field loses energy. So this part, in this case, the work done is negative. Now minus Q, if I move it this side, you will always remember that for any position minus Q will move to a distance more than Q. You need to visualize this part. It's very easy, but you need to visualize this part. Then work done on minus Q will always be more than that of plus Q, since minus Q is always moving to a distance more than plus Q. So dipole position parallel to the electric field or equilibrium position, what we have already done. So to bring a dipole from infinity into an electric field, net work done. So now if this dipole is brought from infinity and bring into this electric field, how much work will be done? Then the force again minus QE, that's a net that's a force, and 2L is the net distance which comparatively it both will move. That means what? Minus q will always move 2L distance more than plus q. That means the difference in their work done, that is a net. That's why I have written net over here. The net word means that by subtracting those two work done by plus q and minus q for both these two cases, if I take the net, we'll always find that there is the net work done is nothing but 2L into FQE, because 2L is the 12 is the distance which is moved more by minus q compared to that plus q. So obviously minus q, work done by minus q minus work done by plus q will give you this work done, and again this work done will only be stored as potential energy in the system. Now then total potential energy comes as U equal to, total potential energy will be U equal to U0, that is the same work done over here, that is minus PE plus work done W, that is PE 1 minus cos theta, that we have already found out for a dipole. So PE 1 minus cos theta. Therefore the total work done now U equal to this plus this, if you do, you will get minus PE plus PE will cancel out, and you will get at the end PE cos theta minus PE cos theta. So this is PE cos theta, we can write as minus P dot product with E, electric field. Hope you have understood this. If any confusion, please let me know. We'll have then discussions. You can put your comments in the comment section and we'll discuss on this part again. But before this going to this part, I'll always suggest you to go for the part 1 and the part 1 for electric potential, and as well as part 1 for dipole. So thank you to all of you. Hope you like the video, and please subscribe and hit the gong so that you get next notifications for whenever I post some videos on this. Thank you to all of you.